Like an angel in the morning, shooting star across the night. The most beautiful girl I've seen in all my life.
Hello, welcome to another edition of The Wealthy Place. In this month's edition, we'll be sharing from a book titled The 5 Love Languages. This book was written by Dr. Gary Chapman. And if you want to have an intimate relationship with anybody, you need to understand each other's desires. And if you need to love each other, you need to know what the other person wants. That is why I have decided to share this book with us today, The 5 Love Languages. Love language 1 is words of affirmation. It is a fact that when you use affirming words to your spouse, your relative, your colleague, your sibling, it inspires and it motivates the person. Words of affirmation have various dialects with which it can be expressed. Dialect number 1 is words of encouragement. When you encourage people, you inspire courage. When they lack courage, when they feel incompetent, when they feel, like all hope is lost, you use words of encouragement on them. They feel motivated to achieve whatever it is they want to achieve. Now, if you have a spouse who has untapped potential, who feels that they can achieve more, but they are not, try out using words of affirmation, especially words of encouragement, and you are sure to inspire the giant within your spouse, your fiancé, your relative, or your sibling, or even your colleague at work. The second dialect of words of affirmation is humble words. When you use humble words on a colleague or a spouse, it makes them feel happy and appreciated. And the third dialect are kind words. Use kind words on people. Even if they wrong you or do something wrong, you still take the blame. Don't be the judge. Don't act like they have done something that the whole world has to crumble on them. Use kind words, and then they feel better at the end. That's love language number 1. Second love language is quality time. By quality time, the author means focused attention with your spouse. The author means undivided attention, togetherness, not just proximity, not just sitting in the car together or in the living room together, but togetherness, focused attention with your spouse. Now, quality time has various dialects with which it can be expressed. The first is quality conversation. Now, the author means that if you have a spouse or a relative or a colleague whose primary love language is quality time, you ought to have quality conversations with them. And by that, he gave some tips you could use. One of the tips is to maintain eye contact when discussing with your spouse. Do not do something else when talking to them. Focus attention on them while they are speaking to you. Then you listen for feelings. When they are talking to you, watch out for what they are trying to express. Are they sad? Are they angry? Observe their body language. When you do all this, you are ensuring you are having a quality conversation with your spouse. And then finally, he said, do not interrupt your spouse when they are speaking. Allow them to finish talking before you give your counsel. He also mentioned that most of us are trained to analyze and give solutions to problems. Marriage and relationships are not always problems. Most times people talk to you, they are feeling bad, they expect that you listen to them and just hear them out, not necessarily to give an advice or a counsel. The next dialect is quality activities. A person whose primary love language is quality time would also expect you to spend time in doing things with them, taking a walk, going on a vacation, whatever they want to do, they ask or expect that you do it to them. They would appreciate it and feel loved more when you're always together with them. Remember, it's not just proximity that's being close, it is doing things together, and togetherness means focused attention. The next love language is receiving gifts. Gifts. Now, many children grow up with this love language because their parents tend to buy toys for them, buy gifts for them, but not everybody has the primary love language of receiving gifts. But for those whose primary love language is receiving gifts, they would appreciate it when you give them whatever, on their birthdays, on anniversaries, on celebrations, whatever it is they do, they always expect a gift from their friends or their spouse or their loved ones. Now, if you have a friend or a spouse whose primary love language is receiving gifts, you have no problem, because whatever you give them will be highly appreciated. You can just tear a little card in the form of a heart shape or something, write a little note in it, sign, wrap it up and give to them, and they would appreciate and love it so much. But note, if you can afford something more than that and you give them that little gift, they would likely not appreciate it as much as they would if they knew that is all you had to give them. So for those whose primary love language is receiving gifts, the gifts could come in form of money, form of cards, form of top of anything you have, even yourself, you give yourself as a gift to them, they would appreciate whatever it is you give them. That is the third love language, receiving gifts. The fourth love language is acts of service. For those whose primary love language is acts of service, you need to do what it is they love you to do. If it's taking out the garbage, washing the clothes, cleaning the house, washing the cars, cooking, whatever it is you know they love, you need to do it for them. And for such persons, you will hear them complaining most times. I came back home, the house is not clean, you didn't wash the car today, you didn't take out the garbage. Once you hear your spouse complaining about this over time, you know that their primary love language is acts of service, and you start acting accordingly, and you're sure to get them loving you because you're getting them exactly what it is they want. Remember, a person whose acts of service is their primary love language will not really appreciate you buying gifts for them all the time because they want to see you do something for them around the house. Also, a person whose primary love language is receiving gifts, if you like, you spend time cleaning the house, give them words of encouragement, spend time with them, they'll still not feel loved because they feel you're not buying things for them. So you need to know your spouse's primary love language and act accordingly. Now, the last love language is physical touch, according to Dr. Gary Chapman. Physical touch, according to him, by some experiments carried out long ago, concluded that children who were hugged, kissed, held, had emotionally healthier lives than children who were not touched. So you need to touch your spouse if they feel comfortable with you doing that to them in public or in private. Physical touch, touching their hands, holding their shoulders, touching their backs, whatever they feel comfortable with you doing. And if that's their primary love language, you could do that to them, and you're sure to getting your spouse love you all the way. I hope I've gotten you to understand what the 5 love languages are. But a word of note from the author, and I would like to share with you, is it doesn't matter how fast you learn a thing, it matters how well you learn it. So in a few minutes, I've been able to give you the 5 love languages: words of affirmation, quality time. The third, remember, is receiving gifts. The fourth, acts of service. And the fifth is physical touch. Now you need to understand what your spouse's primary love language is. Follow them that way, and you're sure to get them to loving you. If you enjoyed this video, I would like you to comment in the comment section below and tell me what your love language is. For me, I feel mine is quality time. I would like to know, well, I know mine is quality time. I would like to know what yours is. Like this video and subscribe to my channel.
Yeah,